Okay, other nuances, understanding that the hands, well, we have a lot of natural pointers, right? We've discussed this a little bit. I want you guys to remember, hands, arms, fingers, legs, feet, these are all natural pointers in a frame. Generally, you're not worried too much about the feet because they're usually always connected to the ground, but they could be. Anything that extends off the body can become a pointing device. So what I mean by this is, again, this is one of those things like it doesn't really make or break the image. This is still a nice image. This is from photographing the couple. The hand is coming over and up, and you've got one finger extended and the other's closed. It looks like she's pointing right at something. Not to mention he's looking down and she's looking down towards the finger. It makes me feel like there should be something there, or that she found something and she's pointing right at it. So open the fingers, open the hand, leave even spacing. This shot, the hugging around the belly thing. It's fine when your couple is very slim, very fit. It's totally fine. But do you notice how all four hands creates this major attention-grabbing feature on the belly? Which means that if she were self-conscious about her belly, that would be a really bad thing to do because it's drawing attention into it. But if they're not, it's fine. Not a big deal, so long as, expression trumps everything. This one I like because you can see the arm kind of coming through this side. You can see it right here. You can see the hand going up, and we have that natural kind of encasing loop that brings us up and around and back down. So I like this. An example of hands used well, it should lead you around the frame and back in. The eye should pull you right back into the frame. Okay? I thought examples like this were kind of interesting where you kind of follow up and you just kind of go down the arm and up the other side when there's a single connection point. And this was me telling Heath, I'm like, dude, because him and Gina were actually like really good friends and they were kissing a lot. And I was like, Heath, I need you to go for another kiss. And I was like, you can thank me later, bro. And then he just threw up this like, thanks, dude. I was like, oh, that's so cool. It's not only a great moment, but what I loved about it was just how powerful it literally dominates the entire frame. Such a simple thing, the fingers up like this and just placed right there. That's all you look at when you see this, is that. And I thought it was a great example of just how powerful fingers and hands are in an image, because it's kind of everything you see right there. Vaughn, wake up! Just kidding. Just kidding. He's just like slowly. Okay, check this one out. Remember how we talked about expression trumps everything, right? I love the expression on this image. I love everything about it. But I had him run this back again because this bugged the crap out of me. Like all 5 fingers pointing out and splaying out on each side. It's not a huge deal, but instead what I like is even spacing on the fingers and not too far apart. So too far apart becomes very awkward and like kind of attention grabbing. Even spacing becomes a little more natural. We don't want this. This looks weird when someone does closed fingers on a chest, right? Don't do that. So simple fingers when hand holding. We're just gonna bang through this shiz. You know what I mean? Sean knows what I mean. Let's do this. Simple fingers when hand holding. So when hand holding, I just want you guys to go hand over hand and have simple fingers. You can go one hand over the other, one hand over the other. Just avoid the shrimp cocktail. This thing, it's very busy. Now, once again, does this make or break a photo? No, they're doing shrimp cocktail here. Okay, but the reason why it's kind of okay here is because it's a pulled back shot. It doesn't really draw a lot of attention. We're shooting wide enough that it's a very small piece of the frame. But as soon as you look at a close-up shot, this is a first dance and I can't obviously do anything about a first dance. It's totally fine. But that interlocking fingers becomes a kind of a busy mess in this shot because we're shooting so much closer. It becomes a lot more visual weighted on the hands. Spooky hands. Who brought this up earlier? Okay. Spooky hands happen when you can't see where the hand is coming from. So like right here, the fingers are coming up and over, but we don't see where those fingers are coming from. That's when we want to hide it. So the reason why, like, Kevin, if you and Caitlin come up here real quick, and you stand here and you go into a V-up. We always say with a V-up, so Caitlin, you can let your hand relax on the backside and put it on the inside of his arm. There you go. Bring your fingers across to right here. There. He's closed the gap between them. So now if we bring the hand out just a little bit, Caitlin, and take that photograph real quick, you'll notice that we're gonna get spooky hands because we can't see where it's coming from. And so this is the case. Okay, so we can assume that it's, obviously his hand. It makes kind of sense in this frame. It's not as bad as like a family formal where you just have like a hand that's like on a shoulder. But still, it's a little bit odd, and that's why we say when it comes to the V-up, we usually hide the hand on the back. So we usually hide the hand on the small of the back and place it directly behind her if you can't see where it's coming from. And that way, it's not grabbing attention from us. The other thing it's going to do is placing the hand on the small of the back, especially when there's space between the arm and the waist. So if you push the arm out just a little bit and you take that again, you're going to see the space and the opening much better than when her hand is, or when his hand is concealing that space. Does that kind of make sense? So look at how his hand conceals the space. So you guys can have a seat. That's where we say, like, if you can't see where the hands are coming from, then generally, just keep that in mind. Let's go back though. I'll give you an example. So here we kind of have the hand going across. It looks totally fine. It looks great. Here, this isn't a spooky hand because we can see the arm going across the back and going around his neck. That's fine. Here we can see a little bit of it too. It's coming in right there and it's going across. It's fine. Okay. Here, can we identify some of the spooky hands? One right here. This one for sure. We have no idea where that guy's coming from. This one for sure. You have no idea where that one's coming from. Yep, and one right here. Okay, so does it make or break an image? Not really. I mean, it's fine. That's why these are nuances. It's understanding that this is what the effect can be in a frame. So usually when I have someone put their arm around somebody, I'll have them place it up a little bit higher so you can see where the arm is coming from. The only thing is it can look a little bit patriarchal in some ways, like kind of like brotherly. So if it has an odd feeling to you, then just bring the hand back down. Just take it down. All right, let's stop this video. We'll actually go and start a new one. We're going to talk about finger tension and soft wrists.